Okay, it's November 3rd, a quiet evening in Zion. People minding their business, stores closing, families settling down. And one man, Darren Lucas, walked across Sheridan and 33rd, a man a town respected, a man they love, a man customers still walk in asking, not knowing he's gone. His son-in-law said that people are still breaking down because they'll come to the store not knowing he's gone, asking for him. We're talking about a town that's hurting, and they have every right to be hurting. And while this is happening, TikTok is still rolling. A creator named Tea Time is in her car on live, phone in her hand, talking, reacting to comments to her people. Like the app is her passenger. Like she has no care in the world. We see it every day. Then out of nowhere, a scream, a loud sound, an impact. She says, I just hit somebody. The entire internet that is heard it has gasped. You know, like we were in a theater and we saw a movie that we just can't believe. Police arrive, paramedics arrive, and Darren does not make it home. That man's story ended at that moment. Yes, his life was important, but Tea Time's life is important as well. I'm going to say that again. Life is important. Now, here's the part that burns my soul. All of the stories of what I've heard. Police seize her phone. They pull in data. They requested subpoenas. They requested search warrants. They're reviewing every angle of this situation. And the investigation is still going on. There has not been any charges yet. And police had to stop and tell the public, stop making threats. I want you all to hear that. Because y'all are wilding out like this is a courtroom. And it's not. And here's where, it gets a little diabolical. Because some of you all have dragged this. Like it's a fucking joke. Some of you all are talking just because you don't like somebody. And the question would be, if some of you all didn't have a dislike, or if some of you all, if this had happened to someone else, or if it had not happened on TikTok, would Mr. Lucas be the conversation that we're having now? Because, for example, a person was just hit here in my city. And I don't think if I was discussing this situation, would I be bringing this conversation to you all right now? I see what you say, Drop. I don't know if I would be saying, hey, you all, a man just got unalived, walking across the highway. I don't know if I would be engaging in that conversation. So that's my mindset on that. Okay. Um, I saw a live last night. Man was driving. Did what happened to me earlier change my mindset? Absolutely. It made me reporting. It made me say something in the comments. Well, normally I wouldn't even pay that shit any attention. Prior to this, I recorded multiple people driving. I showed you all. And it wasn't out of disrespect I showed you all. It showed you all how my mindset was. I keep it 100. My mindset never engaged in, goddamn, they could have an accident. Goddamn, they looking at the screen. Goddamn, they phone in their hand. Goddamn, they're not focusing. It never dawned on me, to be honest with you. So let me say this right here. Some of you are not outraged. You're glad it wasn't you on TikTok Live. Because half the app drives like they are rehearsing for some shit. Nothing has been important. Getting the time that they need on their lives, engaging. Yeah. And another thing, some of you are only mad because the video went viral. If the camera wasn't rolling, some of you would have said, oh, that's sad, and kept it rolling. We know how our mess society is. Let's talk about popularity. Let's talk about how the internet protects certain creators and demonize others depending upon, how the week is going. Let's talk about how some of you all defend people for worse things because you liked a particular person. Let's talk about race too. Since we being honest, because the white side is giving T, in my opinion, more sympathy than on the black message side. Meanwhile, the black side is split. We're not united on this. We split. Some want to torture. Some want to hold a hand. And guess what? Both sides are emotional, right? Everybody got the right to have the opinion that they have. Everybody. Every single person. That's why I wanted a diverse panel. Everybody's opinion matters and is right. The people, both sides are biased too. Because let me tell you, the people that are supporting can be said they're biased. They're supporting. The people that are against her are biased because it could be that they're just angry. They don't like her. Both got the right. Okay. So this story isn't just about tea time. It's about how normalized distracted drivers are on TikTok. It's about the internet pretend to have morals when disaster hit, and then next week nobody care. It's about how everybody wants to play God when a camera is involved, but drive like they are invincible when it's not. This is not about defending or demonizing tea time. This is not about drama. This is not about content for me. This is about how we need to wake up. and how we need to thank, whoever you worship, that it isn't, nor has it happened to anybody else that we know. And what are we learning from it? I'm not trying to tell anybody to support or not. This is a conversation. Okay. Now let me ask you all. How many of you all have actually seen people driving since this has come out?
I have.
Okay.
I don't know if the other one's going. Are the other ones going to answer?
Okay. Let's put it in order right now. CEO will go first, then boss, then boo, then drop queen. And if other people come up, we will definitely put them in the order behind where we are right now. Okay. Thank you all so much. And what I ask, please, I appreciate all the damn gift. I appreciate the love. I do. But let's support our guest over here tonight. I really would appreciate it. I'm damn gonna support them too, but support them for me. I appreciate it so much. And thank you for showing me so much love. Okay, CEO, you said yes, you did.
Yep. Every day, all day.
Okay, boss,
Yeah, I seen one person that I just showed y'all.
boo, boo. Okay,
But wake your ass up, nigga.
boo. Oh my God. Okay, drop.
Okay. Hey, everybody. I actually heard somebody say today, "Oh, let me pull over while they sitting in a panel." I did. Tell somebody who I saw making a video. I think they were driving an 18 wheeler, and I put in their comments, "This is not safe." So I'm doing my due diligence. I mean, it doesn't make any sense at this point. We seeing this happening and want to continue in that bad behavior. It's crazy to me. That for the gifts too.
Okay, the talk.
Hey, it's AK. Yes, I have, but I got sent the live several times, so people were asking me to come over. Was I needed or?
If you want to have a conversation, no, I said anybody who you think would want to come engage in our conversation, absolutely.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, I'll set up.
Okay. I asked, had any of you all seen anyone driving since this happened? And if so, let me gift you first of all.
A poll. It's a poll. It's a poll launch in the top left hand corner, y'all. It's a poll up there.
Okay, please engage in the poll, please. Hey Blaze, do you want to come up and engage in our conversation? We have a diverse panel. Everything that we're going to talk about is just conversation. No disrespect. We all can have conversations tonight. No disrespect whatsoever. If you want to be a panelist, definitely come up and engage in conversation. We don't have to agree with everybody. We can, we can sit over here and chill. And, shit, I might, be like, nigga, you lying. Okay. But y'all know me. We just, how we do. Okay. So let's, let me go back. Have you, AKA, have you seen anybody driving on live since our situation with Tea Time?
I think she said she was setting up, so she probably grabbing her stuff.
Okay.
Oh, I have. Yeah, I definitely have seen people driving since tea time situation.
Okay. And okay, now I'm gonna ask you all. Boss told us he engaged in, commenting with them. What did you all do? Has anything changed? Let me tell you what I did. Me personally, I went in the comments and I said something to the driver. And people gonna be angry, but shit, I record. I reported it live because to me, not only was he engaging, he was reading the comments, shouting out people coming in, you know, you, and then another thing, I thought he may have been, a little intoxicated by the way that it was. Oh, that the police, doing all of that. It was just, if I was wrong, I'm damn wrong. But I I thought what I thought at that moment. So that's how I roll with it. But go ahead, tell me any of you all what you all. Wait a minute, where did Boo go? Boo drop. Okay,
I want to ask you a question. Did they take the page down when you reported it? Oh,
absolutely.
that's good because there was somebody who I kept reporting their page and they never took it down.
Okay, um I went ahead and I reported that the live host and I put in there may be intoxicated, which I thought he was. And I went to the part that said when you go report, it's about doing things illegal things that you could be doing, and then you can comment what you think you're engaging in or you're seeing, so that they can come in and just view it. And they gave him a warning because they did notice it. And then when he lit the cigarette and said something about drinking, they took it down. So they did come in and listen because he drove from wherever he was home. I put in the comments. Then he changed his backdrop to a curtain. And then when I put the comment in there while he was changing his backdrop, he said something like, "Oh, here they come," I guess because I had put a comment in there. And I left out and I went back and started recording again because I was like, this man might have an accident drinking, just my perspective. And he went in the house, and by that time he sat down, going out on the porch. He said some things to his kids that, I'll bust you in the head or something like that. He said. I was still at awe about it. I thought he was drinking. I was just really glad he had made it home. And by that time, TikTok had paid it the attention, and then they took his live down, discontinued it. So yeah, absolutely. Okay. So you know what I was talking about reporting. You know where I'm talking about when I said reporting the live.
Yes, I do. When I was reporting them, I was trying to. It's not easily found about the driving while on live. That should be a choice by itself. Just like you have the harassment and bullying, it should say driving while on live. It should be, clear cut. All that trying to choose which one and all that. No.
But I really don't think you all engage in conversation with this. I really don't think that, TikTok was anticipating once they, would be able to see your, driving on live. I think that they thought that they could halt it, but they didn't prepare for us to come with these screens and all of this kind of stuff where you would be reporting it, because I think they are thinking that they can pick up on it. What do you all think?
I agree with what Drop is saying. I feel like the same way when somebody picks up a alcohol or something and they put that little warning, um, they should be able to do that with driving. Now, obviously, people have got the green screen, but I do feel like if we're going to report and hold people accountable as much as you can, right, just by reporting it, it should be an easier function.
And me personally, I feel like that's a job for TikTok because we not no TikTok police. So if you expect me to report everybody that's driving, you need to put us on payroll. TikTok need to do their own thing and control their own app. And when you see somebody driving, you take them down. We shouldn't have to tell you nothing because you see what we see. When I'm on my live and I say something that I ain't got no business, you see me, right?
Yeah, but if you think about it, that then there would be no point of the report function for anything, right?
I,
Because there's not enough people at TikTok and headquarters and all of that. That's why we have the report function, because they do rely on us to do that. They rely on other people who see things to say something.
and I agree, Karen, but this the point that I'm making. A lot of people only do that for people they don't like. Like just say for instance, if my friend driving, I might not report my friend, right? So I might act like I don't see it. So what that means, oh, he's he can drive just because I didn't report it, but then I see somebody driving that I don't like. But that's what's happening right now.
I mean, I think either way, people should report. And quite honestly, like after seeing what happened, it shouldn't be, if that's your friend and you truly care about them, you wouldn't want them driving. So I see what you're saying. You're absolutely, we are biased in what we report and when we don't. But the way that I see it now, if somebody is my friend on live, I'm going to tell you right now, drop it. I can't be in the box and what you're doing. I got to think of more just that person on live. You got to think about everybody else that they could come into contact with.
I agree. I agree.
Question for these live hosts. Um, has happened. Do y'all still allow people to get in your boxes and drive and don't lie? Because I done seen some things. Have y'all taken the step, since y'all have a strong opinion to the right or to the left? What are you going to do to prevent it from happening when it's something that you can control? Because for me, people in the box interacting is just as bad as the host running the live, because people in the box are also reading the comments usually. So they're still distracted.
I agree. I agree. Sorry, CEO. You go ahead. You go ahead.
No, I was just about to say I agree with Drop. I haven't done it now, but now that you said that, I will. Now I haven't seen nobody, like visual. They don't turn their camera on, but I can hear. And I have mutuals on here that are truck drivers, and everybody know these truck drivers. That's all they do. Like when they come off the mute, come off the mic, you can hear the little rumbling in the background because they on the road, and we know a lot of them that do that. So now that you said that, I have to hold myself accountable, and I can start that now. So I'm glad you brought that up, but. Yeah, that's a good point. But go ahead, Karen.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same pretty much. Like you said, you can tell. Now you're not always gonna know, but I think that's why as live host, who's ever hosting a live, we no longer can be reckless. We should have never been reckless with hosting. And we have to trust our moderators, and the people we have moderating need to be reliable. Now people, oh, you can pay to be a moderator and dropping people just to drop them. But at this time, if you're going to hold a space, you should be responsible for that space.
Damn. I hadn't thought about. Now, my mods, they check me on a lot of things when I say I got a really good mod team, I really do. They'll check me. They don't disrespect me when I say check me. They don't disrespect me on the front end. We have those kind of conversations. But if it's something that I was doing that was diabolical, my mods will come up and say, hey, you know what? You need to end this live. Or, hey, they just really straightforward with me like that. And that's why I got the team that I do have. So I can respect that part. And again, until we see some things happening, we may not even think like that. Because if we weren't having this conversation, I would have never thought about it. And to hear you say that, Karen, is absolutely right. Have I told my mods that if they saw me in a vehicle driving, are they to tell me, for the haters, shut the live down, wait till we get wherever we're going? So I'm glad that's something that I would have a conversation with my my mods on, certain things that they may need to tell me. You get what I'm saying? So I really appreciate that. Now, let me ask you all this right here. Did you all hear that Mr. Luca's son-in-law was on a panel yesterday?
I
No.
believe his alleged son-in-law, right?
Okay, alleged. We'll say that. Absolutely. Um, well, he was on a panel yesterday, and it's on the blog. And I was going to ask you, after hearing his son was on a panel and speaks about how the town is still in so much pain, how do you see the story now? Yeah, it was cartels.
I mean, I actually talked to the young man that alleged to be his grandson or son-in-law on Gemini's panel.
Okay.
And when I was in there talking with them, I asked a few questions in regards to like where it was, where it happened, how the family was doing, the wife, those kind of things. I'm flying back into Chicago tomorrow, so I told him, I would love to meet up and bring some chicken. That's how my family do it. Somebody pass away, you bring some chicken, some nice stuff over there to eat, and you try to just give back in ways you can, right? So. But I feel like that hasn't been validated. So I don't know how true that is. I feel like though the town itself, right? Obviously the store got some things going on there. They got some fundraisers. I think that they even putting up to help his burial. The community has talked about it multiple times in the articles. Facebook is going crazy, Instagram going crazy, TikTok going crazy. So it's a conversation to be had. I think what I love most about the conversation in itself is that it's only personal people that are taking this as a negative thing to tea time. I'm not really hearing the community in outrage other than people saying, get off them phones, put them phones down, which is the comments that people should be saying, because that is the legit story behind it. Now, what I did learn from the conversation with the young man is that he said something about he stepped out. So I don't know exactly what that meant. He also said something about the man drinking or something before. So I don't even know anything about that. But again, it doesn't dissolve the fact that we just have to be more conscious about how we moving. It doesn't dissolve the fact that we all guilty of it. And if people get on here lying, which is why I ask the question all the time, are you guilty of it? Being distracted. And being distracted just ain't hosting no live. So when people try to be funny about, I don't host lives, or I don't do all, it's not just, that's not the only level of distraction. It's big distraction that happens. So to me, it's just all need to have some type of awareness to it. That's it.
So for the haters, I apologize, y'all. I heard y'all yelling, screaming, but I was doing what the hell y'all was talking about. That's why I didn't respond. I dropped out the box. I was in the whip. So I know y'all sensitive about this shit. So I respect y'all. Because I would have kept driving, but I respect y'all. So, yeah, I do it. I still do it. I just know y'all care about it. So that's why I remove myself.
Can I ask you a
Care about it
question?
though. You should care. Okay.
Yeah, I was about to actually say that. Mafia, you said because we're sensitive, but I'm just wondering why you don't care for your own personal safety, your own, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, not so much for us, but for you.
So look, let me give you the answer to that. When people buy drinks, it causes cirrhosis of the liver. When you buy cigarettes, it causes cancer. That ain't stopped nothing, right? The first drunk driving person that actually unalived the person, that ain't never stopped people from drinking and driving, right? So it's a accountability thing. It's an individual thing. I think No, I
Right,
know
but
for a fact. Me, I'm
you
gonna do it
drinking,
regardless.
you
I'm gonna respect y'all and not laugh in y'all face and bash y'all and make fun of y'all. So that's why I respected the conversation and wait till I pull up to the crib. I'm gonna
right, but
always drive.
can I just say though, Mafia, you smoking affects your lungs, right?
Everybody does, yeah.
No, no, I don't smoke.
Whoever smoke, we talk about the people that smoke. We know where they
Right,
come
but
from.
what I'm saying is right.
Secondhand smoke hurt people too. So whoever he's smoking around, that has an effect.
I think I guess and I see the correlation you're wanting to make, but I think it's a little slightly different. When we do actions that are like when you're in the middle of some, like if you're sitting down in your home right now smoking and you're live, that doesn't affect anything, right? You're in your home, you're live, that's you. But if you get into your car and then you start going live, now you put other people in some sort of danger. That's what I'm saying. Like,
So actually, I'm smoking in the garage. My children in the house, right? So I remove myself out the house. I don't smoke in the house because of that reason.
right. So that's what, okay. So I guess that makes my point even
My point
more.
was, she was trying to say that the point was is that you smoking affects you, and I'm saying that that's not true. It affects everybody. All the decisions that an individual can make can affect the people that surrounding them. So back to the point that she was making though, is that you should care about yourself while commuting. Don't just say it's because of y'all or I respect y'all. It's really
It
because
was
you just want to make sure
it
you're
was
safe
because
and
of
making
y'all,
better
bro.
choices.
But like, I'm gonna always drive. Like, I probably
Well, she
drink and
also is
drive.
saying
I
mafia.
probably
She,
drink and drive. I'm giving y'all my honesty. I probably just because this happened to tea time, it's not a big life changer for me. It don't affect my
but
life.
listen to what you're saying. You say you're probably going to drink and drive, but your drinking and driving can affect somebody else. And I know that most of the time, somebody is in a drinking and driving situation. The innocent person, is unalive, and the other person lives.
Well,
Do
Yep.
y'all have y'all
well,
realized
drop.
that?
Yes.
Well, drop. Check it
So,
out,
so
drop.
she's saying stop being careless and selfish in your choices. Is what she's trying to get you to understand. If
Yeah.
you can't do it for you, maybe you can do it for the innocent person that's out there who life that you can possibly take.
Exactly.
That's in the perfect world, y'all. There's no such thing as a perfect
No, it
world.
ain't in a perfect
And I'm
world.
being
It's just
honest with
making
y'all. At
better
least I'm being
choices.
honest, right? Hey, look, I'm gonna go. Hey, look, I got a fifth right now, but look, that's not neither here nor there, right?
Yeah, but I just
I'm finna call the law 'cause I don't play about that. Where he at, y'all? Y'all tell me because I'll tell him about law.
Fuck the police,
Right at the
drop.
corner. I'm
I
gonna
think
call someone. Please call
me
911.
personally, Mafia, I think it's a disregard for your own personal. I think it's just selfishness. When it boils down to it, you're not doing something that can only affect you. And even like you're saying, like, oh, smoking and all of that, right? But that's what you inhale into your body. But to say that you're going to continuously drink, drive, and get on live, I think that's a very selfish and not a very intellectual way of thinking.
You know, people been talking on their phones, FaceTime and their family and stuff, driving for a long time, for the last 30 years. Okay, it be cases like tea time that happen, but that don't stop the world from doing it. It's not gonna change the whole world. Nobody's gonna stop until it actually happens to them.
Yeah, I disagree because it can change the world.
Yeah.
Because we have things in place. For instance, we can use seatbelts. Seatbelts have become a law because government, the legal system, whoever understands that when you do choose not to wear your seatbelt, it doesn't just affect you. It affects everybody around you, even so far as to insurance prices. So when we make, and that's what's matter. That's the issue with society. We don't think about the consequences. Now you're telling us, I'll drink, I'll smoke, I'll drive, I'll do whatever I want to do. Fuck my kids, fuck my wife, fuck my mama, fuck my daddy, fuck how they feel when
That's
I
exactly what I
pass, fuck the
said.
community, fuck everybody who I run
You
over.
make it
I
sound so
mean,
goddamn
that's
bad,
literally what
drop.
you're
Hey, look,
telling
hey,
us.
drop, hey, drop. I ain't never
Hey, you
did
know
that
I'm
shit.
gonna put it real. I'm gonna put it
Hey,
on
you
the
can't.
floor.
Hey, drop. I respect all y'all. That's why I drop, right? But I'm like Dale Earnhardt in this shit.
Think
I ain't
about
gonna.
your children and
My
your
children
wife
safe,
and your
drop. Ain't
mother,
safe.
father. Think about other. If you don't think enough of yourself to not want to do certain things, think about those around you who it affects, not only strangers, but think about how your children have to live if they lose you if they lose you from unaliving or if they lose you in prison. See, that's what T didn't think about. She was thinking about herself. She didn't even think enough about her grandson who was in the car, unfortunately. And I'm not judging her, but I'm saying exactly what it is. Even looking at myself in the mirror and said I've done some things and I didn't consider my children, my husband, other people around me. So our actions have consequences, and they don't just affect us, they affect everyone in our life.
But I
So I'm gonna
think
say
to
this.
say
I'm gonna
that
say
she
this. Not
wasn't
even
thinking
just
about
live
it though,
streaming.
let me
Not
just
even
say
just
this. I think to say she wasn't thinking about that is disingenuous
right.
because we don't know what she was thinking about. And the likelihood of a person that is handling business, being distracted, taking care of business, running here, running there, running errands, multitasking, that individual is not expecting to take somebody's life that day. How often does that happen? So back to the stands, I don't think that
But you
I
still
don't think
wasn't.
it
She
happens a
still
lot. How
wasn't
many
thinking about
times have you heard of it this year alone?
You know it's greater to die in a car accident
than a
for a
plane.
lot of people
TikTok
than it
friendly
is.
language, please.
I'm sorry.
TikTok friendly language.
Okay. It's okay. What is the word?
Unalive, unalive.
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 Yes. If you're more likely to be unalived in a car accident than a lot of things, so it does happen. And where does it happen? Mostly at an intersection. Do you know why it happens at an intersection most? Because that's where you're required to stop and actually pay attention. When people, you have to look at the signs and all of that. It happens at an intersection most times because people are always distracted. And you're saying that as if it, and I don't think it was cruel for what she said. We don't think about it. A
Well, the
lot of us do
statistics
not.
prove that it's alcohol usually that takes
Well,
an unalive.
No, it's not always. No,
Yeah,
it's
if
just
you
talking
just
on
read
texting.
your
the
phone. Just
statistics.
talking on your phone is a distraction. Not even
Yeah,
live
but if you
streaming.
look it up
Right.
though, I'm
So
talking
I
about
think
unalivings and accidents.
okay, so if I could just finish this point, I think trying to quantify whether it's alcohol, whether it's talking on the phone, whether it's loud music, whether whatever, it all amounts to being distracted. And if this has taught me anything, is that I have now put my phone away. I have now said not going to distract myself. I'm not going to reach. I've actually decided to get things for my 17-month-old son so I don't have to reach behind and be like, "Oh, here's this." If something drop, I don't think to myself like, "Oh, let me try to get this for him," or if my this drop, I've had to actually sit back and go cuz you know what? I don't want to hurt him. I don't want to hurt myself. I don't
It's
want to
that
hurt
saying.
nobody else.
It's that
I don't
saying.
want to spend my life in jail.
What
And
you
I
eat don't
wasn't
make
thinking enough of that when I
what you
went
eat
and
don't
grabbed
make
a
me shit.
cheeseburger and I was driving and eating a bite.
What you eat don't make me shit. So just because you're doing those precautionary measures, that's good for you. But everybody don't. You know what I'm saying? They live their own life. You
I
know.
guess I don't the eat don't make you what was the correlation with that?
That was
Was thinking
meaning
about that hamburger.
just because you take your precautionary measures that you take with your 17-month son, everybody don't do that.
Well, of
Shit,
course
they're
everybody
different
that
for
don't mean
everybody
that they
else.
shouldn't. Like that don't mean that they shouldn't though.
But
Like
everybody not you. You want the world to be you.
But hold on, Mafia. That wasn't a good
It was
correlation.
that means whatever you do in life don't apply
But
to
it
you.
does.
but
But it
it
No, it
does. See,
doesn't.
that's that selfishness. It does. I just
No, it
explained to you
doesn't.
how it does.
So
It does
how
affect
many times
you.
have I have drunk and drive and never crashed into nobody? Probably a
What?
thousand fucking times.
What?
I
What?
don't understand how you decide to make correlations to things. It
I'm
don't make
telling y'all,
sense.
this shit ain't gonna never stop. Just because this shit happened at tea time, people gonna continue to do this shit every day of our life.
Because people are ignorant. That's right.
Wait. We not. We
My
not.
son, my daughter always say prison is not a deterrent.
Oh yes.
Some people ass whippings are not a deterrent.
That
Pew
it
pews
I
are
just
agree.
not a deterrent.
Y'all
So
in
ain't
you're
your
right. There's
eyes.
gonna be
So can
stupid
I ask you
assholes
something?
everybody not gonna
forever.
change for tea time.
It
But
ain't
hold
about
on
for
though. Hold
tea
on though.
time.
Hold
It's
on
for
though.
yourself. It's not for tea time.
I'm safe, drop.
CEO, let me hear from you what you were saying.
I'm just trying to get his point. So basically what you saying is just because a nigga breaking into somebody's business and he don't get caught, he can just keep doing it until he get caught.
That's on him, big dog. You feel
All
me?
right, I got you.
Shit, what you do is what you do. What I do is what I do. You might be a
Not
rookie. I
on
might be an
him.
expert.
But
God damn
it's
it,
not
shit.
on him. Do you know how many times people have, let's use your example. How many times has somebody broken into a home, didn't expect somebody to be, or at a shop or something, doesn't matter, didn't expect someone to be there and they ended up killing the person that was there?
Ma'am, you
That's
got to use
that's their fault.
TikTok
They
terms,
should have did
ma'am.
their homework.
Okay,
They
on a
should have did
lot.
their homework better. They should have went in that motherfucker messy. They should have known somebody was there. That's their fault.
Okay, so you're just ignorant.
No, I ain't ignorant. Shit, you
So
got
you're
cat
just
burglars and you
ignorant.
got real burglars. Shit, which burglar you gonna
Okay,
be?
so put it like this. Let me real quick. I got a prime example. The reason why we say because you basically saying like when you say what you eat don't make me shit. You basically saying that whatever you do in life doesn't affect other people. But guess what? What Tea Time did, it affected Darren. He's gone. That's common sense. It affected him. He's not here no more because of a decision she made.
Yeah, that's
Because of the
So
decision that
that's an
she
Did you say
made,
individual.
you
That's
were
an
explain
individual.
that to
homeschooled?
me.
An
Explain that to
individual
me.
decision.
y'all got to understand, it's a level of accountability that because she played a role in it. But that was gonna happen to Mr. Darren. Period. That was already written. Number one.
Right.
But
That's what
number
I
two,
said. Dog.
though, I think it's just to a degree where I guess you can make her fully responsible if you want to, but we still don't know what took place in that time frame. We just can understand from her angle she was distracted. But even if she wasn't distracted and that man stepped out into that road, would she had enough time to not hit him? Would that still would have happened just that way? Or could she have swerved into something that been her and her grandson? It's a lot of things that we don't know what that is. So we
Boss, I'm
because we don't
amazed that
know,
you're saying that because when I came into your panel and said that, I caught hell. You're
you
saying
call hell
exactly what
because
I
of what?
said, that
You
y'all
call
didn't know
hell
what
because
happened
you
on the
could not
outside of the
control
car.
yourself. You call hell because you couldn't control yourself.
What?
That was that.
Hey,
Man,
everybody
please.
different. Everybody got a
Goodbye.
different level of
No, I've been
driving.
saying the same thing.
Because you got
Nobody
to
knows
drive
what
That's
a
not
happened on
true.
the
license.
outside of their car.
Because you
But I
have a
did want
driver's
to
license don't make
address
you a
something you
great
said, though,
driver.
boss. You said that we can't say that she didn't think about her son, her grandson. I can unequivocally say that she didn't think about her grandson. Because had she thought about her grandson, she would have thought, no, this is not a safe act for me to be doing while I have my son. Now, if I want to jeopardize myself and somebody else, fine. But if she would have thought about her grandson, she would not have done that. So I could
Let me just
unequivocally
I
go.
don't like
say
that
Let
drop.
me
I
just
that
don't
go
she
like
back
didn't
to
think
one
about her
point. Let me go
grandson.
back to one point real quick, and I'm gonna address
I don't
that.
like that drop.
When y'all was talking about the reporting the lives, you have to report a dangerous act. Okay, I forgot to mention this while y'all was talking. It's a dangerous act, right? It's called suicide, self harm, a dangerous act. When you put in dangerous act, you put in driving in big capital letters. Okay, that's the AI that reads that report, and then those things come in, those indicators come in to the room. Then signs of a steering wheel, any signs of the individual driving, the what is called when you turn it, the turning signal. They listen for things like that. AI indicator is what that looks for. So if you find somebody doing that, that's the way to report the lot. That's the first thing. The second thing is drop queen. What you were just saying, I think again goes back to when you how many times does something like that happen? And when we drive distracted on a regular basis, she was hosting a live this time, but she could have been talking to her mother. She could have been talking to her cousin, could have been answering the phone of the school that was calling her, whoever, you know what I mean? It could have been anything that she was doing. Just so happened she was on the live. So
Right.
when you got your car and you admitted to being distracted at that time, was you thinking about your life? Was you thinking about the lives that was around you? Absolutely. You would say,
I
but the
was not.
reality of it
No,
is
no,
if
no,
it's
no, no.
different for
I'll tell
her,
you that I was, and I just said that when I was talking
Boss
that I
got a
made a
point.
lot of decisions that I didn't think about others around me and how my decisions would affect those around me. But you
So
said
drive.
something.
See,
So
baby.
so
I want to say something too.
See, baby.
so
somebody got to
when you
I gotta
say
fix
that
that.
See, baby.
that's why I say she wasn't thinking because her mind would have changed had she thought. Or were you trying to say something for the haters?
It
I was trying to get T Baby's attention. Do you know you're up here?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I
Okay,
requested it.
because
I'm
See, baby, you
we
got a
got a
bad
lot of
echo.
background noise, and when you're not on mute, we can hear a whole bunch of background noise.
Oh, really?
And so when you say
I agree with what Boss said.
so boss, when you say that it was God's design because God knew what would happen to Mr. Darren Lucas. He also knew that it would be T to take him out. So be careful saying that. Please be
No, I
careful
don't have to
saying
be
that.
careful saying that. That's an appointment, man, we cannot miss. You can't
But
miss
then
the
it was
appointment. You
God's
can't
design that
reschedule
T
it,
did
nor
it
can you
then.
change your modality.
So,
It
So
is
can I
what
say
it
this?
is.
Can I say this to y'all though?
go.
Everybody's experience to critical situations is not the same.
Okay.
T Time's response to that situation is not the same response to my situation, myself in that situation. T Time probably a rookie driver. Just because she got a driver license don't mean
What?
she an expert. Be quiet, hold on. Just because she got a driver license don't make her an expert driver. Some people react to critical situations differently. T Time panicked, and that's what caused the accident.
No, she did. Oh my goodness.
I think she didn't even know
So,
she
so why is
Okay.
she just
So can
now
I
giving
say something
somebody
real
that
quick?
21st?
Because I feel
Go
like
ahead, Karen. I'm gonna go after you.
I feel like this is crazy because you cannot say that Tea Time thought about her grandson and the moment that she was driving and that it was okay, and at the same time she decided to keep on driving while she was live. You can't have it both ways, that she thought about her grandson and that she's okay for and she's okay for driving anyway. Either she didn't think about her grandson and she decided to go live and that was more important, or she just didn't care.
And, and Karen, you can look at it like this. This how I know it don't make sense what he just said. Because if T Time was a bad driver, she wouldn't have to be distracted to do that. She could have been focused and did that. That's what bad drivers do. If you
So
have,
you
listen,
saying
hold on, listen,
everybody
listen.
that
Can
got a
I make my
driver's
point? Can I
license
make
is
my
more
point? Can I
experienced. That's
make
why
my
you got
point?
experienced
Can I make
drivers.
my point?
Come on,
Can I
bro.
make my
Y'all
point?
tweak it up here.
Can I make my point?
Y'all
If you
tweaking,
are
bro.
a bad listen, if you are a bad driver, you don't have to be distracted because you already a bad driver is the point that I'm making. If she had to be distracted to do something like that, that means she was distracted. So that doesn't make sense.
Big
What
dog, big
makes her
dog.
a good driver? With her car floating in the air?
What I'm telling you is
Exactly.
this.
Like she was
Just,
driving on a
no,
sidewalk.
because listen sometimes. Listen. Just because you get a driver's license doesn't make you a great driver.
We agree that, man. We
And
agree with
just
That's
that.
what I'm
We
because
telling
agree
you
you.
with
have
that.
Some
a
people
voice don't
driving
mean
cars are more experienced than
just
other
because you
drivers.
have a voice don't mean you're talking
No,
very
I'm not going to agree
intelligent.
with you though. I'm
Just
that
because
difference
you
of
have a
opinion that
phone don't mean
I'm
you
that
need to be
difference
on
of opinion
TikTok.
that for the haters looking for. I'm not going.
Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Let me see what T Baby add. T Baby. Hi for the haters. Thanks for having me on the little panel.
You're
Let me
welcome.
make a suggestion for you. I'm just gonna be devil's advocate for 1 second, guys. Don't
Okay.
take it, okay? Listen to this. There's a couple videos out that the path that Mr. Lucas took, right? He takes the same route every day, I guess, when he gets off work. He takes the bus home, right? Okay. The the spot is where the accident happened. Number one, it's nowhere near the bus stop. Number two, it's not even in a pedestrian crossing because his bus stop would have been on the opposite side of the street. That's a fact. And then number three, how do we not know that man? I'm just being devil's advocate here. How do we know that man wasn't ready to leave?
No, hell no. Why would the
T
fuck would
baby,
you
we
say?
can't
Come
hear you
on
like that,
now.
T
Come
baby.
on.
I
I
can't hear
heard.
you.
I heard. You not
Oh,
devil.
I
I
Devil.
said
can't
in
hear
the
you. You
middle of the
didn't
fucking.
hear it either. Say it
That's
again.
too
Y'all said I said
much
some
speculation.
that was some stupid ass shit.
Y'all got to get some new phones. Damn.
Okay, we can't say. Look. I'm not going to
I told you,
disrespect.
devil's advocate
I
right
get
now.
what you're saying, but I'm not going until there is. And I get what you're saying. You're just speculating, right?
No, I don't think that he was, trying to get unalive. But I'm being devil's advocate.
But
That
that's not, y'all can't say devil's advocate and making a ridiculous comment is not devil's advocate.
will you
That's
please
just
stop being
throwing
so
that's
judgmental?
just throwing mud into a dirt pile. You're not making an intelligent argument. That's not devil's advocate.
You, on the other hand, are sitting up here saying that she's distracted. Okay, okay, she's just that wasn't her first time ever going live while live. Okay, that's the wrong thing. So if you can sit up here and say and comment on the fact that she was distracted, which is what caused the accident, then I can sit up here and say at the same time, maybe it's a possibility that he walked in front of the car.
Okay,
No.
but hold on. Hold on. I can respond.
True.
Maybe you did. You notice how I didn't say she was maybe distracted? You're saying maybe he wanted to be unalive. That is a guess. That is your devil's advocate. We
And
can
stop saying
clearly
y'all want
see.
for the haters to be y'all want to be the devil's advocate.
We
That's just
can
how you
clearly
feel.
see that she was distracted. You see how that's not the same thing? We can see that she was distracted. You can't see into that man's head and say that he walked into that traffic.
Okay, I'm gonna
So
say this.
why would you figure that him walking into the traffic? Like, first of all, the haters want to say something. Go ahead.
Okay, for one thing, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this one time and one time only. Um, we're gonna tiptoe. We're gonna be very motherfucking careful when it comes to. For a minute, y'all. We're gonna be very careful of how we disrespect. I mean, not disrespect, but we're not gonna disrespect Mr. Lucas at all. But we're gonna be very careful how we engage in conversation with even speculating on him. He's not here to speak for himself. And I know you can say, well, Tea Time isn't either, but Tea Time is alive. She can speak and clarify things. The only thing that we have for Mr. Lucas is possible reports from law enforcement, and we haven't gotten those yet. So we're not going to engage on this platform any disrespect for this man, to disrespect him nor his family. I just can't get that. And, I can get that there's another side that you can speak on, T Baby. I can honestly get that, because everybody has the right to say what they want. But um, I just don't want to disrespect him nor his family by saying something like that, because there have not been anything that I have seen, and not that I'm an expert, but I do research everything that I engage when I'm engaging in this, because I want to be respectful to all parties involved, even in my opinions. But that's a little too much for me. But you have the right, but that right there is a little too much for me. Okay,
Let me,
babe.
let me, okay, y'all, let me apologize. I
Okay, babe.
didn't mean it viciously or disrespectful or anything like that. What I didn't come out with right with it. What I was getting at was a possible another side.
Okay.
So maybe I didn't say it right, but please don't misunderstand me. I have the deepest sympathy for what happened with both people. A man lost his wife while a common person we know was in fact distracted at the wheel. Trust me, I feel that, and I'm very sorry for both people. I guess what I was trying to do was, you know, not so much us putting all the blame on T, if you will.
Well, when you take a driver's test, you got a vision test in that driver's test. You should be able to see a mile down the road, God damn it, if not more. So you got to really pay attention to what's coming to you before you even get to it. So if you distracted, God damn it, that's what happened.
That's true.
But
That's
that's why she made that example though. I mean, that was I feel like that was the whole point of her making that. Like I said, I'm not victim blaming because I get where y'all going with it. So I'm just gonna use somebody else. I'm not gonna even say Mr. Dan.
Even
I'm gonna
even if
say,
a man is walking in the street, CEO,
but Mafia, hold
you
on, hold
supposed to
on.
see that shit a mile
But
away and know
Mafia,
they
hold on,
watching.
hold on. And I ain't gonna victim blame, so I'm not gonna use Mr. And Jazzy, I see you was trying to speak. I'm sorry. I ain't gonna use Mr. Darren because I'm T baby. Can you mute up real quick?
okay.
Yeah, we got a little feedback. But yeah, I don't want to be victim blaming, so I'm not gonna even use Mr. Darren. I'm just gonna say Lil Pee Wee. So what we saying is you can be driving down the street. You are focused. Both of your eyes on the road. Little Pee Wee can step out right there in front of you. You ain't finna just hit your brakes. I don't know what y'all think this is, but you ain't just finna come to no complete stop and not hit Pee Wee if he just step in front of your car. And again, I'm not saying Mr. Darren. I just get where T Baby is
That's
going.
not that's not what T Baby said. That's
Right.
not what she
Oh,
said,
what she?
CEO.
Oh, my
That's
bad,
not
my
even
bad, my
what she
bad.
alluded to. She said that that man didn't want his life and he did that purposely.
Oh yeah, let me.
She
Okay, so
said
what
what she wanted
I'm
to
gonna do
say. She
is
tried to clean it up, but she
right. So
said
what I'm gonna
exactly
do
what she
is
wanted to say.
I'm gonna go on mute and be quiet. That's all
That's
I'm gonna do.
totally different, two totally different
Let
situations.
me
Because I can agree with what you're saying, CEO, but
Right.
to go so far out to say that this man did this intentionally to take his own life is totally absurd. But I
let me
also say this.
tell you why I said it, Drop. Hold on a minute. Let me tell you why I said it.
No, no, I understand you. That's your opinion, and I know some people say that. I mean, I can tell a story about when I was driving down the road and a guy shot across the boulevard, running across a stop sign and on a bicycle. You know how I am. I roll my window down, and say, "Motherfucker, you must don't want your life." You know what he said? No. Like what the fuck? People crazy. So
But
I
I
get
want
what you're saying. I just don't think it's
Haters,
appropriate at this time
to
to say it.
respond to
haters.
that
I just
though,
wanted to ask a
because
question.
But
For
we
I,
gotta
I,
stop saying
hi
that we
everybody.
know that T caused that accident because that's why the police are investigating. We don't know if T caused that accident. We
That's
know
Um,
what
what
she
and that's what
did.
I'm saying
We
to
know
hi
you.
exactly what she
everyone.
did, but
Two
we don't
seconds,
know
y'all.
that she
2
caused the
seconds.
accident.
But
Two
that's what I'm
seconds.
saying. To respond to T Baby, here's the thing. What how do you not know that he ran out there trying to catch a bus thinking he was gonna miss it? And just wasn't paying too much of attention, you know what I'm saying, noticing that there was a car there. If you look at that highway that was shown, it's not a real busy trafficy highway to me. So I don't understand why you would think that man would just want to say, hey, I want to lose my life today. Like that's like
Haters, can I
absurd.
say one thing and then I'm about to leave?
no,
Hi
there,
everyone that's on the piano. Hold up.
there
Hi
are
everyone that's on the
One minute. Hold
piano.
on. This one of
Can
my
I just
mods.
say
very
one thing?
it's very
One
busy.
thing. One thing. One
Baby,
thing.
Station
Can I say,
hold on 1 minute.
lady.
This one of my mods. Hold
The
on 1
road
minute.
is a very busy road.
for the haters, I wanted to ask you, did
Baby,
you
baby. Hold on 1 minute. That's one of my mods.
I'm
Whenever
sorry.
one of the mods come, no problem, babe. Whenever one of my mods come up, you're gonna hear me say that's one of my mods. And the reason that I allowed my mods to go ahead and talk is because they go back down so guests can come up here. So if they're engaging in a conversation or if they need to tell me